everyone, this is Paul Gale from paulgalenetwork.com, and thank you for joining me today for video game sales. It is February 10th, 2022, and in today's video, we are going to check out the Famitsu hardware and software report occupying that January 31st through February 6th timeframe. Again, when it comes to the software side of things, this list will only be made up of physical units sold. That being said, we're going to start off with hardware. On the hardware side of things, the best-selling console of the week was the Nintendo Switch, which moved 92,452 units. Coming in at second place was PlayStation 5, which did 16,888. In third was the Xbox Series, which did 5,990. In fourth was the Nintendo 3DS, moving 264 units. And in fifth place was the PlayStation 4, which had 8 units sold. Looking at this, we're seeing some pretty strong resistance from Nintendo Switch hardware dropping because of word of mouth of Pokemon Legends Arceus being so high. I had a feeling that after we saw that almost 100,000 from the previous week, if you look at it, last week Nintendo Switch did almost 100,000. I had a feeling that, okay, it's going to be a softer drop than normal because Pokemon Legends Arceus is going to be so high of a seller with such high public reception, good word of mouth, that we're going to see a smaller dip next week. And we did. Such a small dip, in fact, that this week, despite some market saturation happening in Japan, Nintendo Switch managed to sell about 4,000 units more than the previous year in this point. And that's a pretty cool thing to see. PlayStation 5, meanwhile, it did sell a good 6,500 or so fewer systems than it did the previous week, but looks like Sony is managing to hold on to 15,000 plus. We'll see, though, in the coming weeks, does this go to 10? Does this go to 9? Does it go back to like the 4 territory? Or no, like what is Sony's limit? Will they commit to 10 and no fewer than 10 ship out? We'll see. On the Xbox side, this is actually impressive. It went up 4,300. That's good. I've always said, I've said this for over a year now, that if Xbox can pump out 5,000, no fewer than that, per week of the Series X and Series S, they'll probably sell, and they'll build themselves a nice little cushion in Japan. And as some more hype spreads, as some Game Pass exclusivity, grabbing some content here and there, launches day and date, like, okay, cool. And even if they're not exclusive titles, but just from that, very affordable standpoint, they nail it. This could end up being Microsoft's best-selling Xbox platform to date in Japan. 3DS with 264, it's just a little under last week. Same thing with PlayStation 4, just a little under last week. If you look at the year-to-date, some things are higher, some things are lower. PS4, much lower because it's on its way out. 3DS, lower by a third. It's been on its way out for a little while. Xbox Series, though, 13,000 compared to 2. That's pretty cool to see. PlayStation 5 actually doing better this year than last year, respectively. 130 versus 85. Here's that Nintendo side of things, though. 707 versus 963. I do expect that 2022 will see, smaller numbers in terms of hardware in Japan and probably globally, but more when it comes to software. Although we've got such a strong year of software that depending on how well people respond to all of these different titles coming out, as we saw yesterday in the Nintendo Direct, there's a lot coming out this year. I mean, we already had a stacked 2022, and now you're throwing Mario Strikers on top, Nintendo Switch Sports on top, Fire Emblem 3 Hopes on top, the new Warriors title, and confirmation of Xenoblade Chronicles 3. That's already on top of the existingly known Splatoon 3, Bayonetta 3, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild sequel. That's a lot. It's a beefy year. Some of that will mean just big software sales, but some of that will mean, compelling software that is going to compel people to buy the Nintendo Switch that previously sat on it for 5 years not buying it. Then we've got price drops and stuff like that. So, we'll see. I think that 2022 hardware will be down from 2021, but probably still up from 2019. That's a given. Uh, on the PS5 side of things, like yeah, we'll see how it goes. It all depends on how much does Sony pump out there. They have some big games coming this year. We supposedly still have Final Fantasy 16. We've got a new Dragon Quest on the way, which we imagine is coming to PlayStation 5. We've got Horizon, which the first one did all right in Japan, so the expectation for the second one is to move, a few hundred thousand, quarter million, something like that. But what will the split be like between PS4 and PS5? It's all interesting. But that's the hardware report, anyways. Now we'll look at the software from January 31st through February 6th. And we've got some interesting data here, too. The number one best-selling game of the week was Pokemon Legends Arceus, should be no surprise, with 359,064 copies sold. In second was the PlayStation 4 version of Dying Light 2 Stay Human, with 24,160. In third, Mario Party Superstars on Nintendo Switch with 17,503. And fourth, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe with 13,908. I'm really excited to talk about that one in a moment. In fifth, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate with 13,448. In sixth place, Dying Light 2 Stay Human, I should say, on the PlayStation 5 with 12,891. In seventh, Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Pokemon Shining Pearl with 11,661 copies sold. Minecraft is in 8th place on the Nintendo Switch with 9,090. In ninth is Animal Crossing New Horizons, which moved another 8,586 copies. And in 10th is Ring Fit Adventure on Nintendo Switch, which sold 7,286. We actually have a split of 8 Nintendo Switch, 1 PlayStation 4, 1 PlayStation 5. So we got some Sony in the top 10. Not bad. The Pokemon Legends Arceus thing, that's the first thing I wanted to talk about. It had a 75% drop. That sounds like a lot, and it is, but it's actually on par with Pokemon games typically. Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, from its first week to second week, had a 75% drop. Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield, from its first to second week, had a 72% drop. So this 75 is right in there, because some people were thinking, okay, a lot of interest, going to sell well initially, but that drop might be even worse because there's no multiplayer component. I thought, though, the game is of such a high quality that the word of mouth is going to spread, and that's going to make up for any lack of multiplayer aside from training, and the general interest is going to propel people to buy the console that were sitting on it, which we saw that was reflective in the hardware sales. Still fewer systems sold than the previous week, but more respectively than last year. And here we have another 75% drop. This doesn't include digital, of course, but wow, for the game to have only been out for 10 days or so in Japan, moving 1.7 million copies physically, with digital sales, it's already well over 2 million and has been so for a while now. As of this recording, it's the 10th, so we're getting into some pretty high territory for a game that's really young. Obviously, we got that announcement from Nintendo and the Pokemon Company that the game already in its first weekend, or roughly week on the market, did 6.5 million. Shot way past that by now, so pretty cool. A good seeing Dying Light 2, debuted to like 36,000, 37,000 between the two versions. I wanted to talk about Mario Kart 8 Deluxe because this got a 6% jump over the previous week, and this was before that awesome Mario Kart 8 Deluxe announcement that we got yesterday at the Nintendo Direct. 48 new courses coming to the game. And those are new courses, which are new to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, but are made up of all of these different franchise entrants in the past, including Mario Kart Tour for smartphones. 48 new courses coming over, redone visually for $25. What a valuation. That's 52 cents per track. That's tremendous. And if you have Nintendo Switch Online expansion pack, guess what? You don't have to pay for it. Now you could say, well, what if I ever stop expansion pack? Yeah, then you have to pay for it if you want, but maybe you're like, you know what? I'm probably not going to play that anymore. I don't need to buy the extra courses now. And if you ever do down the road, then you buy it. But you're probably either going to be in this ecosystem of you're buying expansion pack to play all these NES, SNES, N64, and Genesis games, and to, for the foreseeable future, probably get different perks like these downloadable content coming from Animal Crossing and Mario Kart, and you're happy with that, and you're also getting online play and cloud save data, and you're maybe splitting it with friends, so it's really attractive, and it's not that much more than the basic service, especially if you split it $10 a person, find 7 friends, easy. The cloud saves, I mean, like all of it, it's so worth it, honestly. Or you're in the camp of, no, I don't need that, I'm just gonna buy it individually so I have it. But if you're doing that, are you not going to be playing online? So you could be in the camp where you're buying Nintendo Switch Online at the basic entry point, and then buying a la carte Animal Crossing DLC, Mario Kart 8 DLC, and you're having those DLCs forever and paying the basic subscription for online. And that's a way to go too. To each his or her, to each their own. It's all good. But I'm curious to see next week on the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe side, do we actually see another improvement? Do we see another bump up in sales? Because now people that maybe were holding off on the game are like, dude, I wanted to wait till Mario Kart 9 came out to buy a next Mario Kart game. But it looks like one's not coming out until 2024 because this DLC is coming to us until the end of 2023. 6 waves of 8 courses at a time between now and the end of 2023. So MK9 is probably a 2024 game. Maybe a dual launch, a cross-gen game that drops on Nintendo Switch and Nintendo Switch 2 at once, capitalizing on that massive install base of Nintendo Switch and being a really hit new title to show off the graphical visual fidelity and so forth on the Nintendo Switch 2. We'll see. Yeah, that's about it. I mean, Animal Crossing, Minecraft, Ring Fit, Pokemon, we got some typical things in here. You see, and just because a new Pokemon game comes out doesn't mean the old ones just stop selling. Diamond and Pearl, they're a couple months old now. Legends is out. Diamond and Pearl are still selling. If we had a top 30 list in front of us today, we would probably see Sword and Shield, in there as well. So Nintendo has an awesome year. This was a lot of fun. This was a really good episode, in my opinion, just because the coverage and the intrigue behind the hardware side of things, the software side of things, Pokemon here, little Mario Kart surprise there, even seeing Smash Bros. Up, awesome too. That was good stuff, but it's always fun. That's what I do. Video game sales, one of my favorite things. Thank you to Chris1964 from the InstallBaseForum.com forums for putting this chart together nicely. I appreciate it. Looks good as always. Thank you everyone for watching. This is PGN signing out. Hope you all have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.